Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
We'll start with we love you, like we always do.
Well, yes.
Guys, welcome to Alpha E Mind Masteries United Earth Angels series tonight with Toby and Andy.
Hello.
Guys, I'm really happy that you guys are out here with us. Whether you're going to be watching this now or on repeat or replay, as you guys like to call it, I want to thank you for your time and your energy of
Yes.
joining us tonight, okay? Guys, there's a couple of things that I got to announce before we get into it. Okay, first things first. Wisden Rising for every parent is 50% off at the Lulu bookstore. Grab your copy, okay? Secondly, tomorrow, hey, the Breakthrough Summit starts. The links are in the comment. If you haven't registered, please do, because I'll be speaking at that event, but I'll be also attending the whole event. So therefore, the many multiple breakout rooms during the whole event, there's many opportunities where you can get one-on-ones with a lot of people. Guys, we encourage you to do it. Okay?
Absolutely.
If you have not registered for supercharging your manifesting powers, please do it. The link is in the comments. All right? There is also something I would like you guys to do. If you haven't checked out CFQR 600 AM, please do so. And if you can't get it on your radio dial because you're not in Montreal, you can get it on the internet. CFQR600.com. Check it out. Easy listening. Lots of great vibes happening over there. And I just want to share. All right. Guys, tonight we're going to talk about unpacking emotional baggage and how important it is to do that. So I want to welcome you to tonight's episode. And Andy, do you want to take it away now that I have opened her up?
Yes, ma'am. Well, tonight we're going to talk about unpacking emotional baggage. Everybody has emotional baggage. Everybody. Everybody. Something has happened traumatic with you in the past. Whether you remember it or not, it has happened. And if you do not unpack it, you can slide into depression pretty quickly. So, if you don't remember the trauma, you don't know why you're slipping into depression, it is time to do some life changing digging through your past, through your mind to see, excuse me, to see why your body is reacting this way, because bad emotional baggage, will bring you down faster than someone, I don't know, throwing a rock at you sometimes. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing to um, say, oh, I'll do later. Because the more you wait, the worse it'll get. And I've recently had to unpack a lot of emotional damage, emotional baggage. I couldn't figure out why. I was, breaking free from my depression, but I couldn't figure out why. For the life of me, when I was alone, stuff started creeping back in my head. I couldn't figure it out. And Miss Toby decided to tell me that I had not unpacked it. I've realized it. I've known it's there, but I hadn't unpacked it. And she gave me some key skills to learn how to unpack that emotional baggage that was dragging me down daily. And I can't remember exactly the words. I know what to do with mine, but sometimes my brain doesn't come up with the words the right way. But Miss Toby knows. Toby knows what to do.
Well, yeah, I'll jump in if you want. Actually, I never even realized you were going to bring that up for tonight's topic. And
Oh,
I'm grateful that you did. And you know what? It's true. Inner work is like unpacking your emotional baggage. And if you don't uproot the cause of the effect of what you're feeling in your life, like, let me put it this way. When you have, let's say, let's use the example of dating. And people say, I can't interact with this person or place or because there's just too much emotional baggage that comes with that person. Well, what do they mean? Well, the person's been too traumatized by life. The person has a negative attitude. The person is very weighed down by their experience of their life and everything they've stored within their being about the experience. Because that's truly what it is.
mm-hmm.
So when somebody is not stable in their skin, it's caused by having way too much emotional baggage. And that affects your ideas, your thoughts, your habits, your results. It affects your health. A lot of cancers are caused by stored emotion of anger. So that's emotional baggage. There's a lot of things that happen in your life that produce emotional states within you that, I'm sorry to say, but you never just get over it. And if you attempt to lock that away in the back of your mind and just forget about it, like it never happened, and avoid the whole experience, well, then you're guaranteed to store the emotion that's attached to that experience in your energetic field. And that truly distorts your highest potential of your being. So that's why it's very important to unpack and take a look at what you've had to live. And when you do, you're going to find the emotions that are attached to those experiences that you must release, because those are the things that are altering your ideas, your beliefs, your everything. Is all of that emotional baggage that you walk around with. And that is all caused by your experience. But I encourage you guys today, you do not have to walk around with that emotional baggage, nor do I encourage you to do it. It makes you sick. It distorts your being. It distorts your energy. You cannot flow right in your experience. When you realize that none of that stuff truly exists anymore, except for the storage of it in your own energetic field in your experience, you're going to want to release it. And that's what Andy was talking about. Now, how did I tell her to release it? Well, I told her that she had to write it out, because you have to, in our basic fundamental needs as a human being, of air and water and food, well, there is also the elimination need. Your body is not meant to store anything. Nothing. Not your experience, not your emotions of it, none of it. Because in your truest natural state that you were born in, you are in a joyful, blissful state, undistorted, undisrupted, flowing, adventurous, and joyful. Look at a young child flowing. That is how literally you're supposed to function throughout your whole life, no matter what the age is. In fact, you only age because you believe you do. Okay? So basically, you need to rid yourself of your whole life experience in order to clear out all of those distortions and stored memories. And a lot of people are scared to write out their story, as if they're scared somebody's going to find it, somebody's going to come across it. What I suggested to Andy was you dump it all out with true emotion and authenticity of your truth of it, and then burn it. Burn it. It no longer exists. The only place it exists is within your being. The minute you get it out onto paper, well, then you can release yourself of it by burning it, incinerate it, and you will feel the release of it. Andy Did you feel the release of it after doing those exercises?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Each thing I wrote down, I felt the emotion of each thing I wrote down, felt it, released it, wrote it, felt it, released it. I had 3 or 4 pages front and back. It don't even have to be in complete sentences or coherent to anybody else. It doesn't matter. As long as you know what you've written down and you know what that means, you write it down, you feel it, you release it. It no longer matters anymore. You can just feel every time you do that. You can just feel the weights lifting off of you. I didn't realize how much weight I had on me. That's why I could not ascend to my highest potential. I'm still not at my highest potential, but I'm a lot closer than I ever was because I wrote down that emotional baggage, felt what it made me feel, then I released it. After I had 3 pages front and back, I think maybe a fourth page was half a front. I don't remember. I burned it. I don't know. I just kept writing. Wrote it down, felt it, released it. Wrote it down, felt it, released it. Ripped it out of the notebook, burnt it. I feel a lot lighter. It's up to you to hold on to crap that has happened. Completely up to you. You can't control what someone else did to you. You can't control anything but you. You need to control how you hold on to that. You don't need to hold on to it at all. You need to feel it because it was real. It did happen, but you need to release it because that's not you. Because that's not happening anymore. It happened. It sucked. Some worse than others. But you need to feel it and release it. The saying, you need to feel it to heal it, is true. You have to face it by writing it down, literally seeing what you're writing so you can feel it. Then just let it go.
Well, I have a chapter in one of my books is called Feel to Heal, because it is absolutely impossible to fix and correct something within your being if you do not acknowledge it to be there.
Right.
And how do you acknowledge it? Look, our mind, with your experience, if you have stored your whole baggage of experience, I want you to imagine a locker space that is full of stuff. And then you go to that locker space and you open it up. Do you know immediately what's at the back of that storage room?
No, you
What do you
forget
have
what's
to do?
back.
You got to start opening bags and you got to start looking in it and seeing what you have stored there. And then going through it, choosing what you want to keep and releasing what you don't. Because if you don't, that storage is going to stay full.
Yep.
It's time to unpack that emotional storage that you have of experience. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to do by being the observer of it. And you must be the observer of it in order to thoroughly analyze, identify, accept, feel it, heal it, and release it.
Yep.
Literally. And a lot of people say, oh, no, that doesn't bother me anymore. Well, talk about it. If you can talk about something and not cry, well, then you've healed it. But if you talk about something and it triggers an emotional reaction within you, well, that is the same emotion stored attached to that experience.
Yep.
And it all happens to us. I want you guys to recall when you were telling a story to somebody about when you were excited about something. and the excitement that came over your being while you were trying to express that stored memory of something within you. And then I want you to recall within your being something that pissed you right off. Well, when you talked about that story, didn't you feel yourself getting pissed off all over again as you replayed that story? Well, that's a stored emotion attached to that too.
Yep.
This is all the storage of emotional baggage I'm trying to make you guys identify within yourself. And we all have it until we clear it out and unpack it. And that's why writing is always therapeutic for me. And that's why the minute I channeled that first book through me, blah, another 10 came out spitting like fire. It's a healing process. When you allow it to flow, it dumps out.
Yeah.
With ease. And literally any experience that you have stored, that there is an attachment to an emotion still attached to it, it is governing every one of your belief systems about yourself and your experience. It is governing every one of your thoughts. It is governing every one of the words that you speak. It is governing your whole life. Now, you may think, oh, no, it doesn't. I live every day and I just do my thing. Yeah, but you're doing your thing in your every day based on every experience you've ever had in your life until you hit delete. And you know, that's why my energy is so hard to read. Literally. Anybody who reads energy and anybody who's an energy healer or anybody who tries to tap into my energy, they have a very difficult time to do so. Why? Because all of your emotions and experiences stored in your energy bank that I was talking about on my live this morning. So why do I feel what people need is because their whole experience is in their energetic field, not coming out their mouth. It's stored in their being. So these emotions that you have stored in your being is actually energy from an experience that was supposed to flow right through you, but you held on to it for a piece of self-identity.
Yep.
That's not who you are. Your experience are not who you are. But until you govern yourself intentionally to unpack it, that is actually governing your life. Every waking moment, it governs your health, it governs your well-being, it governs your perspective, your outlook, and your results. And it definitely distorts your highest potential of what you possibly could have. But what is it that you want in your life? You see, that you got to look at too. Do you want to be governed by every one of your experiences? Because if that's really what you'd like to do, I can leave you to do that. But I know the effects of what that did to me. Total septic shock, organ failure. I had to do the work.
Yeah.
And I did. But do I store anything now? Never. The experience is an experience. It's a lesson. It flows through me. I data process it as it should be, and it flows. Nothing gets stored in my being. I'm functioning at a very high frequency. That's why my energy is very hard to tap into, and it can't be read because I don't store experience in it. I'm running from universal all-knowing.
Yeah. Can I interject?
Yes, please do.
Like a few to almost every day this past week. Like I said, you can't control what other people do. I've had experiences that really pissed me off, and that really upset me. But I allowed myself to feel it, allowed myself to recognize it, feel it, and just let it go. That's not me. That's not part of me. I don't want to hold on to that. So I don't have to write it down anymore. I don't have to write it down. I realize how I feel and why I feel that way. Allow myself to feel it for a few minutes and then I release it. It happened, it's done, I'm over it. Yeah,
Well, we're supposed to feel everything just for experience. It's
right.
supposed to be warning signs to us about our experience and what we're living, and nothing
Hmm.
but. And we take it to heart as if it's like, attacks on us personally, and nothing outside of us could make us feel any way
Right,
without the permission to do so anyway.
right. You have to be able to block others' permissions from affecting you. Nobody has permission to affect the way you are, who you are, what you do. Nobody has permission unless you let them have permission. Yeah, you can have a bad day every now and then because heaven knows I do. But I mean, nobody's perfect. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a bad hour or whatever. But you can't let it ruin or make you. You've got to feel it, acknowledge it, and release it. Sometimes it takes longer for you to do that because sometimes the hurt is worse or sometimes the emotion is stronger. But the more you practice doing that, the less time it'll take you to release it. The less time it'll take you to feel it than release it. You just have to learn it. You just have to learn it with your heart and let your brain catch up.
I love it. So, how would you suggest that? Actually, can I ask you a question, Andy?
Yeah.
Since you did entered the emotional unpacking of the storage bank, have you been less triggered in your life since?
Yeah, I have. I really have. I've been trying to train Oreo, my lovely Great Dane, to not get into things and not, and it's frustrating. It's like trying to train a toddler all over again. Well, toddlers can't yell at him, so with dogs, yeah, I yelled. Okay, I yelled, and she looks at me like, "What is going on? Are you crazy?" She don't understand me when I yell. So after I released that pent up energy, the pent up baggage, emotional baggage, I've realized that I've been calmer with her. I've been calmer with the kids. I don't yell as much. I look at them and say, if I have to tell you again, you will go to bed. Or if I have to tell you again, you will not have your electronics. Instead of yelling like I did, like I had been. I mean, I calmed down a lot after, some crap happened about back then and I got out of it. With my ex husband, I went through some emotional bullshit. Excuse my language, but that's what it was. And, I got better at not yelling. I got better at not spanking my kids because that's the way I was raised. But ever since I cleared out the emotional baggage that was inside of me, I can deal with them calmer. Like I took Oreo's crate down. Actually, the boys did. They took her crate down and put it in their room because their two chihuahuas like to pee and poop everywhere and eat the little boys' toys. So I said, you know what? Oreo don't need her crate anymore. Let's put it in your room so them little buttholes can realize that they don't have the freedom they think they do because that room is not theirs. But she has been sleeping with me. She has been left alone in the house with no crate. I I am a better person if I don't hold on to emotional baggage.
So therefore, you've become a better person since you've released all that emotional
Right.
baggage. But
Exactly.
when we talk about becoming a better person, what we mean though is you've become more calm, more stable in your being, more self-aware, more conscious of your decision making, more conscious of the results that you're seeing from making these choices.
Yes.
So you're in calmer waters and flowing like a fresh river instead of a stagnant pond.
Right. Right. Because everything flows through instead of sticking around.
Love it. Love it. Because what people don't realize is all of this emotional baggage is what gets triggered when we relive situations that trigger these exact memories in us. So something from our immediate surroundings can trigger the remembering of these, what I like to call them is quick self-reflection points for the brain, because you have an emotional reaction stamped in there according to what it made you feel, because it was such a discrepancy to the unconditional love that fuels you that it was like oop, okay, I got to remember to keep you away from this exact thing for the rest of your life. And that's why your brain will actually keep you away from taking a look at it to correct it too. Okay. And this is why it governs everything about your being from when you've got these stored experiences. Literally. And this is the emotional baggage. It literally blocks you from your highest potential at that point. Why? Because it does not make those blockages to your highest potential of your flow, well, then that flow is going to be fueling the damage of that reaction.
Yep.
That's why we get distracted and pushed away from it and made unaware of it and put in the back of our brains, is because literally the job of the brain is to keep you safe and nothing but to function all your organs. That's it.
Yeah.
So these emotional scarring and baggage that we carry is actually quick reference points for your brain of things that you should not and will not at any cost will your body allow you to feel again. Literally, because it knows what it did to you.
Yeah.
This is why it is so important that you take the intention of going in there and ridding yourself of these experiences and these emotions attached to it, because literally it governs everything about your life. And everybody thinks, oh, no, I don't want to look at that. I lived that 40 years ago. I lived that 30 years ago and I got over it. Well, no, you packed it away so deep in your brain that you don't even recall the memory attached to it. But I guarantee you, you go in there and look at it, you're going to feel the emotion attached to that. And it must be released. And if you need some assistance doing that, you grab a pen and a paper. And like it happened with Andy, the minute you start opening the hatch of the floodgate, you're going to recall things that you never even remembered were in there.
And it doesn't have to be in order either. Goodness gracious. One thing opens up another thing that happened 10 years before that.
Yeah, but your body and your soul will hide from you what it does not feel that you are ready to face because of what's attached to it. And this is why inner work takes warriors, and it's not for the weak. Everybody seems to think this spiritual stuff is for the weak. No, it's for the warriors, because it takes great courage to look inside in the depths of your own darkness, of the cavern of what's hiding and lurking in your experience that you don't want to look at. And that's why the saying about bringing everything in the dark to light, you must shine a light of what's hiding in your own closet of your storage bank.
Yeah.
Of your experience and your memories attached to it. And I highly suggest you do. Oh, and I may as well throw in right now, my next book that'll be launched in the next 2 days, published in the next 2 days, will exactly help you with that. Complete transformation. The book that I'm about to drop is about to blow the whole world's mind. So just a little sneak peek on that. But no, I'm not dropping no titles or nothing. There's way too much of my content floating around that people don't even realize is already copywritten. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But anyway, Emotional baggage, don't hold on to it because it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Literally. It
Yeah.
makes you sick. It distorts your being, your energetic body. Your whole biofield is distorted from it, and it's not a joke. You want to be empowered and flowing from your highest potential. You can't play when it comes to your inner work. You got to face what it is that you're storing. You need to go and unpack that emotional baggage you've been carrying around and stored in your being all your life intentionally. And no, it's not for the weak. The weak ones sit and rot and allow their experience to do exactly that to them. And I hate to drop it like that, but I will. Truth hurts, but I'm here to tell you that. The truth.
Yeah, we're a bit blunt.
I'm here to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And however you take it, that's your choice of taking it. But I'm bringing you truth that will change your life. Should you choose to be accepting and receiving of it? Because you can't, when it comes to saving your life, if you ever have to, trust me, you won't find those answers in these stored emotions of your bank, of your mindset. No, you got to find that power in your heart and in your will. And it's a totally different location of the being. So you need to clear out and unpack all that stuff that you choose to hang on to. Oh, well, I'm like this because this happened to me. Guess what? There's nothing that hasn't happened to me. And I'm not sitting here with any excuse of why I can't operate out of my highest potential of my universal love that is fueling me for this existence. So I can't accept an excuse from another. Simple. And I encourage you all to get it done. Literally. Embark on your self-development. Empower yourself. Build yourself before you build anybody else and their dreams. Build you. You are more than any experience you've ever had in your life. You are more than any emotion that's running through you right now because you've let everything in life control you but you.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to get back into control of you and your flow and what you believe to be right in your heart, not what everything from your experience is telling you, because that's a crock of shit. Sorry to say it, but it's true. Half the things that you remember aren't even the truth because you don't remember specifics. You remember according to emotional storage and how deeply it affected you and nothing but. And that's proven. And that stays in your energetic field. And this is why when I step into somebody's auric biofield, I can tell you their life story. But half the time they do that freely with me anyway.
Yeah, I've found that too. I've found that too. Everybody wants to tell me everything. I'm just like, all right, okay.
But it's good because for me, it helps them release. So I listen and I
Right.
smile. And then when I see that they really want to express and I feel their energy, well, then I ask them questions that trigger more things to release. It's all intentionally based when there's interactions with Toby.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Have I ever steered you wrong, Andy?
No.
Have I been hard to listen to sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Because
But
it's the truth. And sometimes you don't want to hear the truth.
that's right. It's not that I'm hard to deal with.
Mm-mm.
It's just your people's insistence to resisting the truth is what's hard for them. It's not
Yep.
the truth that I'm telling them. It's the deaf ears that it's fallen on. Literally. But the ones that choose to listen and take my advice and apply it, they feel the effects of it immediately. It doesn't take more than overnight working with Toby to really feel the effects. Ask Andy.
Yeah. I was awakened, and in a couple of days, um, my eyes were wide open, wide open. And I felt like nothing could stop me. And nothing has stopped me since. The emotional baggage, ever since I wrote it out and got rid of it, the just, I, there's no words. There are no words.
I'm really proud of you. I really am. I'm really, really super proud of you because, like we just mentioned, when you start opening that hatch to the floodgates, what comes out of there is very unexpected.
Yep.
But you were prepared for it, and it didn't. And if you noticed, it led up to that because I remember you calling me and saying, okay, what next? Because I'm feeling like this a certain way. What next? What next? I need to know the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute I said, okay, here you go, here's the next step, you went, blah, bang, and you did it. And look at the effects you're feeling, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. We got a
Like this, like
comment.
the dynamite stick on my arm, you know? Kaboom.
Right.
Oh, here, look, we've got Kim Grave in tears, but so true. It's not blunt, it is truth and direct, what people need.
Yes.
Love you and thank you. And I
Yes. Love
really
you.
appreciate the comment. Really,
Absolutely.
really. But definitely, yeah, it is very much truth. Very much truth. And you know what? We really we'll leave her comment up there for a minute there so everybody can see it. You know, it's okay to have the experiences that we've had. And you know, it came to a point where I had to get okay with everything that I had to live to. And it really was not easy. It's
Mhm.
not easy to find forgiveness for those who never offered apologies and repeated patterns of abuse to you. It's very difficult to find and face within yourself acceptance of everything. Oh, wait. Hold
I
on.
was,
Are you doing it?
yeah, I was trying to do it too.
Okay. Stumbled upon you guys, but it's just what I needed, divine intervention. Well, I'm really glad to hear
We're
because,
grateful that you could.
yes, you know, Kimma, if you just stumbled across me and you don't know me, I'm going to give you a little blurb because maybe you're going to understand the things that I've had to face. In my first book, Turning Hell into Heaven, I talk about what I've had to face in my emotional baggage. My father was a very abusive, heavy alcoholic. I was the fourth child, and trust me, my mother was in survival mode by the time I got here. And I was sexually abused traumatically by a babysitter of an older male who was supposed to protect me, and he robbed me of my innocence to my core. I do not know you guys. Well, now you do. Welcome to United Earth Angels Series Episode 7. And I really hope that you connect. Don't follow me, connect with me. I don't like that follow business that I can't talk to people. You're on LinkedIn, connect with me, Kim. So I was not only abused as a child, but lived in a very alcoholic induced environment where all of the family was in survival mode until my mother got out of that. But through after that, I created and repeated the cycle of survival for myself, reliving and recreating a hell throughout my whole life. I've had many organs taken out. It's led me to total organ failure. I've had to save my own life 7 times to stay alive. You got it, girl. So sorry to hear your tragic story. It's not tragic. Not at all. It is the best thing and the best life experience that I could possibly live. Why? Because it has made me to be who I am today for the world. And I'm on a mission to impact 1 million lives this year. to bring them back into their truest nature and their highest potential of the universal innate power that fuels us every day for our experience. And a key to getting into your highest potential and your truest nature is ridding yourself of all of that emotional baggage that you've got stored away in your being, because it actually blocks you from your truest power. Why? Because you cannot operate out of your truest power while you're storing anything negative in your body. It'll kill you. So that's what has to disrupt you from your truest, highest power, is these traumatic events that were totally opposite of unconditional love and the loving state you were born in. And it happens as a child when we start being told, no, don't do that. No, don't be like that. No, sit this way. No, do things that way, because the confusion starts automatically because you know your automatic flow. And then all of a sudden you're told, don't do that. Don't be like that. Talk like this. Eat like that. Walk like this. Accept this. Do that. Do that. That is the true distortion from our truest nature. So therefore, oh, it's beyond tragic to me, but now you are on fire. You're locked in as you're locked in as my 13-year-old mom said, as my 13-year-old says, Mom, lock in. I love you. I love you. And I'm grateful that you're here. And I really hope that I can assist you with any kind of unlocking of any kind of emotional baggage you have, because I'm a bring it on. The things that I've had to go and relive to release.
Oof.
Yeah. You know, I'm feeling so called to go and grab that first book and read just that first book to her, first page, Ada. Just give her a taste of
Go for it.
turning hell into. So, Andy, talk a minute and I'll grab that copy and give everybody a treat tonight.
All right. Well, if anybody doesn't know me, my name is Andy, and I have had traumatic experiences in my life also. With my last child I was pregnant with, I literally died twice. I coded twice, and I was brought back. Way before that, my first ex-husband was mentally and emotionally abusive. My second ex-husband abused me and my children in every way possible. And my sister, he decided to drag her into it. But yeah, those are lessons. Lessons. Feel it, recognize it, feel it, heal it, release it. That's all you can do, and learn from it.
Okay, so as an introduction to me, and I'm glad that there's a new viewer. So I'm somebody who's written quite a few books only because they were channeled through me after my spiritual awakening. These books didn't come from my mind or my experience. They were flooded through me once I had fully spiritually awakened. So when you tap into the knowledge of the all-knowing and you ask, hey, what am I supposed to do with all this? And you get told, no, you must put it into books, and these are the titles, and this is what you got to do. And I just followed and obeyed my orders. So these books that I've written have just come through me. They're not of me. They've come through me. So the first one is Turning Hell into Heaven. Okay. This is what I've done is I took my first 4 books and I revised them with workbooks in them to assist people with their inner work. So the first book is Turning Hell into Heaven. The title is relevant because I lived a living hell all my life until I was able to make the mindset shift to a heavenly state and start to love myself and accept myself and approve of myself and release everything that I needed to do. So after turning hell into heaven, I decided to become my best self, right? Being spiritually awakened. So that's your best you. The choice is yours. So in my learning process of what I had to learn intensively after a 30-year spiritual journey, Well, this book is targeted for inner work. Then I've got Wise Up to Rise Up. Now, this is also a revised copy with workbooks in the back. This book teaches you about your energy, teaches you about what happens when you're operating from a lowered energy. So my books work in a set. The first one being the mindset shift, the second one being becoming and opening up to your best self, and then really understanding your energetic flow. Okay? What an appropriate name, honestly. Yes, thank you. But this book, particularly, Wised and Rising, there we go. Wised and Rising for every parent is actually in honor of Mother's Day. Yesterday, I put this on a 50% promotional paperback sale. Yeah, so it's 50% off. This is Conscious Parenting. This book is for anybody who has a parent, who is a parent, or who wants to understand the generational belief systems, the hand-me-down curses, the blocking of the highest potential, what true unconditional love is, because we've all been taught to love by condition. So, and that's just the beginning of many adventures to my books. I have children's books out there for empowerment. I have Alpha E-Mind Mastery for emotional mastery. I have a book out there for emotional mastery. And I also have your Spiritual Guide to Source, which is an all-knowing resource for angels, hierarchy of angels, densities, dimensions, sound healing, frequencies, all kind of stuff in that book. And I'm about to publish another one this week, which I just got the cover for today, but that's a secret. I can't keep that, but that will be a total journey of transformation for anybody. But that's my next one. So I just wanted to really introduce you to what I do really, seeing as your new viewer. So I'm just going to read you a quick blurb out of the first page of Turning Hell into Heaven. Okay? Just so that you get a little taste snippet of what my hell looked like and the emotional baggage that I've had to unpack personally and look at from my first breath. Okay, so I'm not going to, okay. In order for you to have the impact, I have to give it to you from chapter 1. So I'm not going to read long. I'm just going to read maybe a minute of the snippet out of my book. The fourth child born into a family of total dysfunction is how it all began for me. Love my family, yes, but it can't be denied that my family is damaged. Honestly, who isn't? Whose is not? This is why I was incarnated as a light worker to begin with, which I'll explain to you later. The damage within my family heritage stems back way before my parents were even born. So no, it's not about putting the blame on my parents or my family. It's about acknowledging the ancestral damage into which I was physically born. Both of my parents had lived their own traumas within their own families before coming together and then living a whole new set of traumas. I am just very real about it. When really analyzing my existence from the beginning, I can totally accept that I was conceived in hellish conditions, grew within my mother's womb while she endured hell, and then myself born into a living hell. Following 3 siblings who had already been traumatized by their own personal living hell. I have been hardwired for hell and its conditions from the start, which really explains to me the magnitude of what I have personally been able to overcome in my life. Let me give you some insight into some of the traumas that I've survived. Alcoholism, physical, emotional, verbal abuse, all played a huge part in the existent environment into which I was incarnated. Being the 4th child, I never truly felt connected to my parents, My mother already had 3 children before me, with a household to maintain and an abusive, alcoholic husband. She truly did not have all the time in the world for me, which is understandable. My father was a diligent worker who himself had a very traumatic life and did not know how to give love, much less receive it. He was the type of man who was a hero to all his drinking friends, but was a monster to his own children. He did not know how to be a father. His idea of quality time with his children was terrifying and bullying them. The only thing that he did teach us, the only good thing that he did teach us, all how to work hard. That may be the only good thing that I ever received from my father. Anyway, I go into talking about, in detail, about a lot of things that have been leaked through the generations about emotional baggage. Now, this emotional baggage that scars us, that I encourage you all to unpack, yes, it has been leaking through the generations, and you may not even understand what has pushed you into depression or anxiety or into the need of looking for yourself. Andy, I've taken the floor pretty much. You want to jump in here and say something or ask me any questions? Or
My computer's about to die and I can't find a good charger.
yeah, but that's okay because we're about to wrap up. We've been an hour.
Yeah.
So you know what? Do you want to take the floor then before your computer dies and wrap it up, and we will see them out all again during the week or next Monday?
Yes, next Monday. I just wanted to say to everybody, thank you for coming out. Thank you for participating, Kim. We really appreciate that. We hope to see you back as well. And if anybody needs anybody to talk to, um, you can search us on Facebook. You can search us on TikTok, on Instagram. The links are in the comments. Let's see. I lost my mom, aka best friend in the world. She was a single mom. She worked 3 jobs to raise my brother and I. Everyone loved my mom. Everyone called her mom. Anyway, your voice and energy reminds me so much of my Aunt Joyce, my godmother. She is my mom's best friend since kindergarten. So when I heard your voice, it was like it was pulling me in. Aw, that's awesome. I hate that you lost your mom, Kim, but I'm glad we could give you some joy by sounding like your Aunt Joyce. That's awesome. But we do love all of our people that watch and that we love helping people. We've went through enough trauma. We love to help people through their trauma as much as we can. I do have I do have 7 children still at home, and they don't have school tomorrow, so they're still awake. In case you're wondering why I was looking around talking to people and you couldn't hear me, I'm not talking to myself, I promise. But if I was, oh well, I don't care. I need expert advice, whatever. That's why I talk to myself. I need expert advice, but but yeah, we're here to help. That's why we do this series. We're here to support. We're here to answer questions if we can. If I can't, I know she can. I will
love
refer
you,
you
Andy.
to her.
I love you, Andy. I'm so grateful that we do this. And
I
guys, yeah,
love
you
you.
know
I'm
what? If for for the new Kim, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful that you came across us tonight. But you can catch us out here every Monday night for the United Earth Angel series. And if you go to my Facebook page, if you're on Facebook and you follow me on Facebook or connect with me as a friend, you'll see my lives that I do every morning when I go down to my grounding spot in the water by the water. I always do a live for inspiration and to I lost my brother 15 years ago and me it taught me nothing we can do about it but lock in. Yeah, you know what though, but we can release it all. Release it all with love. And love is the healing tool. Love releases all and heals all wounds. And you got to love yourself enough to go in there and dig it up, because we still feel the effects of these experiences if we don't embrace how they made us feel and release it. So I encourage you to do that. And I'm sorry about the loss that you've had to endure in your life.
Yes.
Really, it's not easy to lose people. I lost my father also a couple of years ago. That really triggered my spiritual awakening full on. And I've lost a lot of people in my life. And I've actually just come to the realization that I'm actually more than likely a death doula, because I myself have had to beat death so many times too. And it was somebody that brought that to my attention yesterday, saying, Tobi, I have this feeling in my heart you're a death doula. And I said, yes, I am. I know that. And I haven't spoken about that, but yes.
You're a what now?
I am a death doula, somebody that can assist somebody to heal their heart before they pass. In other words, to allow them to pass peacefully back to the Creator.
Oh, okay.
That's what a death doula is. It's like a midwife who allows birthing processes to be smooth. Well, a death doula allows the deathing process to be smooth, the transition back to spirit to be smooth. And in order to do that, you must heal the heart of the person who's passing, because they have to face all of that emotional unpacked baggage, or they do not pass peacefully.
I think I've done that before.
So you're getting chills and validation, eh? I guess it was meant to come up tonight. I know I have. I've assisted many to pass in peace.
Not many, but a few.
I have, yeah. And good. I'm glad that you're aware of it. And if it's recalling and your soul is telling you that you have, well, then you have. Your soul knows. It takes an amazing person to do that. Well, it's because I've died myself a couple of times. I know that.
Me too.
And I had my life review, and I know what I'm here. And I don't have a mission-based earth angel tattooed on my arm for no reason. I am truly a mission-based earth angel, here to assist the world to heal and operate out of love. So, and I'm really grateful. I am, but my name is Kim Jules on Facebook. So if you see that name connecting, it's me. Awesome. Awesome. I love to connect. Friend request me. Don't follow me. I don't like the following business. I like the connection business, so that you can call me on Messenger if you ever want to, and I will pick up and we'll FaceTime.
Yes.
That's how I do it. So I'd love to be
with mine, I don't think you can send a friend request unless you click the 3 little dots. I don't know how I did that. I don't know. But you can friend request me that way too if you'd like.
Yes, friend request us, and that would be awesome. Okay, guys, so we're going to wrap up our episode tonight. Andy, is there anything you want to add before I do a close-up, wrap-up?
Nope, I think we got it covered. If there's any questions, you know where to find us.
Yes, you're amazing, and I love you, Andy, and I'm grateful for your time, and I know you've got a heavy, heavy, heavy load with all them kiddos in the house. 7 kids up in there. Oh, boy, you got your plate full. What am I searching on Facebook? Tobi Staples or Alpha E-Mind Mastery. The links are in the comments of the video. You'll find it. All my links are there. And so are Andy's, I believe. But Alpha E-Mind Mastery with the hyphen and the capital E, capital M, and it'll come up. And Tobi Staples. You can connect with both. You can follow the Alpha E-Mind Mastery page, and you can connect and friend request Andy and I if you'd like. Because that's what we're all about. Connection, and empowering the world and assisting others to heal their hearts. Definitely. Definitely. And I encourage you guys all tonight. You know, there's nothing wrong with what you've lived. There's no good or bad. And it only exists in your own being. So I encourage you guys all to open that storage and take a look at what you've got stored there. Keep the good stuff and get rid of the stuff that does not make you feel right. Because yes, it's governing everything in your being. Thank you, ladies. Have a great night. Yes, and you too, and lots of love to you, Kim. We love you.
We love you.
Guys, I encourage you to unpack that emotional storage that is governing your being. It is making you sick. If you are suffering from any ailment, it is the emotions that you are carrying and stored in your being that is doing it, and nothing but. So you've got aches and pains, and you can't feel right, and you don't have energy, and you don't. I'm sorry, but it's the emotional baggage that you're carrying around that's weighing you down.
Yep.
And I encourage you to release it by writing it out. And like I had mentioned earlier in the live, write it out, read it to accept it as something that has happened. You see, when you're trying to play with it in your own brain, your brain's going to throw you out of there. That's why it's so important to put it on paper to work it out.
Yes.
That's a very, very important step. Because as you release it onto paper, you're looking at it, your brain's processing it from the outside as external data, not internal data.
Yeah.
So that's the change that needs to happen. You must see it as external data for your processing and be the observer of it, not the person living it.
Yes.
And release it. So guys, we love you all, and this is why we do it. We encourage you to come out next Monday night to catch us again. I'm really proud and grateful, Andy. We're already completed our episode 7.
Woo, woo.
All right, and I know them kids want your attention, so we'll wrap up here. Everybody else, we love you, we love you, we love you, we thank you. We want you to rid yourself of all of that emotional baggage that you're carrying, because it affects everything. Your thinking, your saying, your doing, and your results in life, whether you believe it or not. Okay? And I really encourage you all to release that. If you need help, you reach out, because that's what we're here for. Love you all. Have a great night. Peace, and we love you.